guys, it's Doc from the Gold Hog, and today I'm taking you along on a really fun video. I hope. I haven't shot it yet, so I hope it'll be fun. I'm going to try and put together something that's not too long, but this is interesting because this has been kind of building up for almost 2 years. We're going to go out, we're going to dredge, we're going to be dredging the glory hole today. And I think everyone has a spot on their property that they just, they think that that hole right there will be great. It looks great. And I've been there before and done that. And I think we've seen how glory holes turn out sometimes. They just often don't produce what you think that they'll produce. So my hopes aren't really high for this thing. I don't think we're going to go in there and pull out 5 ounces today, but I think we can have some okay runs in there. Let me explain what the glory hole is we've got a long property. We've got, I'd say it's 3/4 of a mile long. And there's one portion of this, or section of this property, has this huge bedrock ridge on it going across the creek, and then the creek narrows there. So what ends up happening is the water really gains momentum there and then drops over that bedrock ridge, over this big thing of bedrock, and there's a hole down there, and I don't know how deep that hole is. Now I know other people have been down and they're dredging over the years, some of them illegally, but I plan to go in there. We're going to go in there and clean it out this week and see what's down there. I think we'll probably pull out a few grams down there, nothing big. So right now I'm getting my gear ready. So right now I'm just, it's actually early morning out here. I'm getting making sure I got all my dive gear because we got to get everything down there. But if you haven't, the past 2 weeks, if you haven't gone to our YouTube channel, go to our YouTube channel and check out the previous 2 weeks. They've been kind of cool. We've been doing some work, but we've been doing a lot of testing this, small testing. We've been taking the hog pan up in different areas. If you don't know anything about the hog pan, I've talked about it before, but it's a really cool product that we introduce. It really is designed for sort of speed testing areas where you want to, instead of just doing a pan, you want to run a 5-gallon bucket really fast, concentrate it down. You can put a whole bunch of material in this, wash it down and concentrate it real quick. The other thing it's really good for, there are so many areas that are pan only. There's a lot of areas, like in Georgia, the mountains up in Georgia, the national forest, it's pan and trowel only, that's it. So you can't even use a stream sluice, and that's where the hog pan comes in. The hog pan will let you process a huge amount of material, concentrate it down. You can take, half a ton of material and work half a ton of material down in an hour, get a bunch of concentrates, and then work those concentrates down. So it's a really good tool for the right person, whether it be for speed testing or for areas where you can't use anything but a pan. It's a really effective tool. Anyways, we went up and we tested some areas with some fine gold that we knew about. Then a buddy of mine came down and I asked him to punch some holes on the lower end of our property. But today, I've been putting this off because it's a pain in the butt to do this, because we got to get this dredge over this bedrock ridge, and hell, the dredge weighs probably 600 pounds. I don't know how we're going to get back up, to be honest. This would be interesting. But we got a little break in the weather. We're having thunderstorms every afternoon. So today we're not supposed to have thunderstorms till later in the afternoon, so we're going to try and get everything out there, and we'll see what happens. We'll go. Hey guys, so I'm finally down here. We're at this big drop off, and I'm going to show you some of the features of it. Again, the hole isn't deep as we thought. There is a deep hole. It's about 20 feet deep way back. But that's really not where I'm going to look. I'm going to show you some of these old bedrock features that we're going to try and hit. Again, this area's been worked before, we know it, but it's been years since it's been worked. So our goal is to get down here quickly, beat the storms, come down here and work this stuff. You can see the water moves through here. It's pretty quick. Then it comes down here. I don't know if I can get that or not. So it's moving through here pretty quick, but here's what I want you to see. Again, we're cleaning up people's crap for them. They left trash down here. But here's that bedrock feature you can see. So this is a massive slab of bedrock right in here. This is a massive slab of bedrock, and we're down here picking up people's trash. But this bedrock slab actually goes into the river, through the river right in here. So, I mean, it should be a good area to work. Again, are you going to get rich down here? No. Are you going to find some gold? Yes, we should find some gold. And then again, we'll come down here, we'll work this area of the river. We can only work the left side of this if we go down further. because we have actually a lease on the left side.
Hey guys, so anyways, I'm getting ready to dive, but we tried the glory hole. It's just, there's so much current, it's not as deep as we thought. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow that big bedrock ridge that I was telling you about. We're gonna start to follow that. We gotta do it from our side of the property. So I'm gonna try and shoot some of the stuff, we'll see what happens. So here's what I'm talking about. That looks like a stick, but look closely. There's a little tongue coming out of that stick. That's right where Red was sitting too. Hey, watch out, Red. Looks like a little water moccasin. Not so little.
He ain't too little. So I was telling him they hide under these rocks, and there he goes under the rocks.
I was like, that's a weird looking stick. And it wasn't a stick, it was a snake. Anyways. Oh, man. So we started dredging here, we went on this bedrock, and I just follow the bedrock, and like these little broken, like these huge broken things do, what happened is you find these pockets. Now I'm finding sand and hardpack, and I'm shoving the hose down 3-4 feet deep, and I finally reach way down in there, and I can feel some clay. And that's what I want to see. I want to see clay sitting on that bedrock. That's what I like to see down here. So we're going to do a quick clean out. I only opened up a little hole, but I went deep in it just to test. I don't think we'll see much gold, but heck, let's try it. Let's check.
Alright, so let me give you an idea of what we're seeing under there, because the water's just too dirty to film it underwater. But you can see him. You can see him throwing rocks. The hose is way down underwater. So we're following this bedrock crack, or this huge formation of bedrock. We're actually on the backside of it right now. But here's the interesting point. He's 30 inches down in hardpack, and I carried this rock over. So this is a rock. So this is one of the rocks he just threw out of the hole. So imagine that being stuck in there, but look how rounded it is. I mean, hundreds and thousands of years to round that big rock over like that. Lots of water power. This little river creek really can't do that, so you know that long time ago there was a big powerful river running through here. But they're jammed into this bedrock like this, and we're pulling out these big rocks. And these things are huge. Pretty cool. See what little stand by. The hard part is getting this stuff to shoot. But you can see gold all through here. All right. Whew. Man, cleaning that big old mat out's a job. That thing from top to bottom is about 9 feet long. But you can see, this is all the concentrates I have, and that's only about, gosh, 3/4 of a gallon on our 5-inch. You know, regardless of how long we run, that's about what we'll have. So I'm just going to do maybe a test scoop out of it and check it. Decent amount of gold in here. That's a lead shot too. So anyways, this is that's one little scoop out of there. That's close to 3/4 of a half to 3/4 of a gram there. That's pretty stuff. Lots of fines in there. Pan it down a little bit more. So anyways, let me give you a little look at that. I'm trying to darken it down for you. It's not too bad. There's a bunch of gold back over in here. There's nice here, one nice little nugget there. You know, it's not horrible. But that's probably an hour and 45 minutes. We got maybe 1.5 grams, maybe, I'd say 2 grams of gold. I'm just not happy with that, so it was a good test. Glory hole really didn't pay off that well. Alright, I'm back up the creek, and you can see that there's nothing special about this area. This is just a regular creek. There's no bedrock sticking out. There's nothing beautiful about this. There's just cobbles. But the key here is there are nice deposits up above this area, and then there's a big washout over in here. There's a big old cornfield over in here, and there's a big washout. And we've had real good success up in here. As an example, I took just one little handful out of here, and you can see that one handful, I mean, in that one little handful, it's like 1/2 gram of that one little handful. So it's a good lesson to learn about the glory hole that you might have on your property. Some of these glory holes look fantastic, but they don't actually produce well. You think, hey, there's this big bedrock and there's this big pool down there. A bunch of different factors. Someone may have already worked it. There may not be a good deposit down there. There may be an area up above it where the gold is depositing. So that bedrock area down there, that glory hole, I'd rate it as about a C. This area up here is B to A. So a lot of people are going to be attracted to the glory hole when in fact, when you were testing, and that's why we use the hog pan and we punch and we do test holes, that's how we figure out where the actual good deposits are. Because we've got to test it, we've got to test it. We can't just visually look. You can't just visually look and sort of guess where it's going to be. You've got to test, you've got to test, you've got to test. All right, so here's one more example. The guys were cleaning out the mat and put it in. They saw a couple pickers, so they grabbed some pickers out to show me, so I put them in the pan. Now look at this. I mean, that's from one run. They didn't get them all, of course. We'll put them back in the concentrates, but that's some nice stuff there. Along with, now that's still just that one little handful out of here.
looking stuff.
Okay, so you'll probably hear thunder in the background, so I'm inside where it's, or I'm under cover where it's a little bit safe. But I wanted you to see this. That's all lead shot right there. Thought that was pretty cool, and that's only about a quarter or a fifth of the lead shot that we actually found. Ton of lead shot in there. But here's some of the finer gold from up on that area. And like I said, that's about, I know that it looks like a fair amount for most people, but prior prospectors, but for us it's just not a high enough yield rate. But I wanted to show you, if I can get it, I have to tilt it, darken it down a little bit. But I wanted to show you some of the fine stuff. So anyways, good overall trip, good research. Now we know exactly what's down there. Again, test, test, test everywhere you go. Don't guess, test.